Yeah, a lot of people think so. The last fight was a pretty good fight also, so I'd say between that one and this one, I guess we'll find out on Saturday night.
Being your second title defense, you got a taste of it. What did you learn from that first experience?
It's a good question. I mean, I think everything that I struggled with, I kind of knew he was going to be good at going into the fight. I thought I'd be able to overcome it more, but I wasn't. You know, he had really good foot movement, solid boxing. He obviously had the wrestling background, which is pretty good, and all things that I kind of struggled with a little bit. And haven't focused on any of those things specifically, but just striking in general over the last 5 months. We're going to do Rufus. Obviously, before that fight, I had just started with him 2.5 months before that. So now having another 5 months on, 5 to 6 months on top of that has been awesome.
When you go into a bout as the champion, is there a different feel than when you try to win that first title? Is it harder?
To me, no. To me, fight's a fight. Wrestling match is a wrestling match. I never felt any different being the champ or being the challenger. You got to win no matter what. I've gotten so much better in all aspects of my striking. Offense, defense, moving my feet, hitting with power, hitting with accuracy. Everything's gotten a lot better. Obviously, still a work in progress. I mean, it took me 20 years to get as good as I did in wrestling. So, I by no means think I'm going to get that good in 2 years of striking, but so much better than it was. He's an effective grappler too. We're both brown belts in jiu-jitsu, so I think a lot of people are overlooking that fact, especially because he didn't use his jiu-jitsu at all in the tournament. And then, people still, for whatever reason, view me as just a wrestler, even though I've really embraced the jiu-jitsu, and I went from blue to purple to brown, and so and I've competed in competitions and beaten a handful of black belts in high-level competitions. I think I'm just going to have to grind him out. He's not going to be easy to submit. He's a brown belt. Obviously, I don't know that he's been knocked out ever, maybe, or at least not in a long time, and so going to have to wear him down, beat him up, and just kind of death by 1,000 cuts rather than one big. I feel like every fight that I go into is the same thing. You either win or you lose. And Saturday night, I'm either going to win or lose, and that was the same with the last fight and the fight before that. So being undefeated puts no extra pressure on me. I don't put any pressure on myself. Maybe other people do. And lots of times you see those people putting pressure on themselves are the ones that fail in the in those situations. So it's just another fight for me.
Feel any pressure to finish a fight since all of your Bellator fights have gone to decision?
I do feel that pressure, but not from the general public as most would feel, but for myself. If you look at my college wrestling resume, I was very dominant. I think one of the most dominant in the last couple decades. I had 93 pins, which is I think 4th all time in NCAA, and a number of other tech falls. And so that's something I want to do for myself. It's something I did in wrestling, and I always prided myself on being a great finisher. And I just haven't had the skills quite yet to do it in MMA, but I think I'm adding those tools to my tool belt, and hopefully gonna be able to get that finish.